Welcome to the 9 to 5 podcast. I'm Josh. Just wanted to pop in here for a quick intro. This short segment was part of a longer conversation between Elliot and I that we had last week regarding our thoughts and experience related to supporting and setting up adult kids, and think of loosely the timeline between the ages of 16 and 30. We plan to release that episode this week on December 22nd, but we both got pretty busy and pulled in a different one. This is just a quick chat between us regarding gift giving, and it turns out we both suck at it. While I'm here, I just wanted to thank everyone for listening or watching. We've really received some great feedback, and we've received some feedback regarding our poor audio quality, which we're still working on and we think we have a solution for. It looks like we're averaging about 450 listens and or watches per week, which is just far more than either of us ever expected or imagined. And hopefully we've been entertaining, inspiring, or at least interesting. We have a lot more conversations coming up, including New Year's resolutions and or goals, a health and fitness discussion. We're going to continue our conversation on side hustles. And then hopefully we're going to get my wife, Lori, on the show where we can talk about the unthinkable, how we paid off our low interest mortgage many, many years ahead of time. Once again, thank you. And from Elliot and I, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. Start of the conversation, you want to touch briefly on gifts? I'm kind of curious what your philosophy and your thoughts are on gift giving at this time of year. Are you and your family, are you guys big on giving gifts? And I'm speaking about your extended family, or do you guys do kind of like white elephant or rob your neighbor or Secret Santa type things?
As far as people that we buy for, we don't have too many people that we have to buy for, is the short answer. And so we don't do, it's still targeted gifts for everybody. It's really just, I would say, people under the age of 18, and then it's like parents, more or less. That's who we buy for. So my parents, Dawn's parents are deceased, but she's got a half brother, and so we still go over to their family for their house for Christmas. So we buy for them as the hosts of the Christmas celebration as well. But yeah, it's nothing too over the top. I think this was the first year that maybe we sat down, and I would say truly, budget's the wrong term, but gave a ballpark at least. So how about you? What do you guys do?
Pretty similar. I think in our families, in our extended families, there's been a more of an emphasis to kind of back away from the gift giving over the years. It's continued to, I would say, evolve towards less and less giving. And even, I know my mom asked just a month or so ago, she's like, send me a list of the things that you want. And I'm like, don't get me stuff. Like, do not buy me stuff. I don't want it. I said, let's just shoot for experiences over material things. So if we want to go to, a couple years ago, we went to a Battlehawks game together and it was a blast. And I'm like, let's go to a Battlehawks game again. Or if you don't want to do that, take us out to dinner, and, let's let that be our Christmas gift to each other, as opposed to, just something that my mom likes to be on. It's not Amazon, but it's the equivalent is it in China? The other like marketplace, the big
Alibaba?
Maybe. I feel like that's not it though. Anyway, she's a frequenter on that site where it's like stuff that I don't really have a need for, but she thinks that I'll like it. And so I'm trying to prevent some of that stuff that just becomes, springtime donations.
Yes. Yeah, obviously, young kids, we still have, I would say, the joy of Christmas in our house. But yes, we certainly encourage more experiences over physical goods. We don't have a big enough house to even want all of that stuff, even if that was a thing. Not to mention, I think just people, or kids in general, get more out of not having a lot of toys. Like you can make up a lot of trust me, come see a 7-year-old and two 5-year-olds. They can entertain themselves endlessly, probably more with a cardboard box and a couple of sticks and some markers than even the most expensive toy that you go buy. That's probably going to break or makes way too much noise that I'm going to want to break it. Any of those things. So,
Yeah, we're on the same page there. I think we probably did a little bit more when the kids were little, but now that they're older and they're all in their 20s, Lori will say, "Send me your list of things that you need." And it could be as boring as socks and underwear, but it's just we're trying to just provide them with things that they want and need, as opposed to just getting them things that we think that they might want, or just random things that they will say that they want. We're not extravagant. Let's put it that way. It's keep it simple. Clothes is always good, and gas cards and those kind of things for young adults.
all right, what do you have? Do you and Lori exchange gifts?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, on the hot seat here a little bit. We haven't really exchanged gifts much, and I think that there's a part of her, as I am getting older and wiser and there's more gray hair in my beard, I think that she wouldn't mind receiving a couple of gifts. Lori's love language is giving and receiving gifts, and I haven't done a good job of that. And I think the Phi path has maybe steered me in that direction a little bit. So, I one of the topics that I know we have had put on our list to talk about in depth was any kind of regrets that we've had for the Phi path. And that's one that I don't know at what point it came into my mindset or where I read it, heard it, saw it, was that frivolous gift giving is, a waste of money. And I think that there's it can be something very small but meaningful and practical as well that can be given as a gift, and that's something that I wish I would have done more of, and I really need to think more about that. So long story short, we are starting to do a bit more of that than we have in recent years. How about you guys?
We typically have given gifts to each other in the past. This year, we splurged and got a set of stainless steel pots and pans just for the household. So we're kind of viewing that as like our joint gift. But then we are always responsible for filling each other's stockings. So that's, yeah, same sort of thing. Make sure I certainly fall into the same camp as it sounds like you do. I struggle with gift giving, and yes, Don's love language is also giving and receiving gifts. So, yes, it is something that I too need to beef up my gift giving game.
Maybe we need to get together in the next few days and help each other out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Well, is there anything else that we want to talk about here before we put a wrap?
Nope, I think we've gone long enough.
Well, thanks for sticking with us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, Elliot.
See you, Josh.